If modern medicine didn't exist, would you be dead right now? If yes, from what? Guaranteed. Grand mal seizures for 20 years. I was expected to pass away by my 20th. Mid 40s now and still cooking. Appendicitis. Same here. Appendix burst on Thanksgiving night, 2023. Had to be rushed to the hospital for an emergency appendectomy. The surgeon said that there was pus all over my abdominal cavity. Had to spend a week in the hospital with heavy antibiotics, and my stomach being constantly pumped and no food or water, just IV fluids. I would have definitely died without modern medicine. Same thing with me this past February. Appendix burst, it was 3 times its normal size and almost half necrotized. I was leaking pus, infection, sepsis, and RSA, both, and blood clots into my abdominal cavity. Had to be hospitalized 3 times, 3 surgeries, blood transfusion, and isolation due to the infections. I was a hot mess. Lost about 50 pounds total over a few months and most of my muscle. 10 pounds the last 5 days I was in the hospital. Projectile vomiting this green bile that was worse than The Exorcist. I was at a few points where I was just praying to sweet Jesus to end it all. Having a drainage tube hanging out of my stomach for like 6 weeks. That's a pain in the ass when trying to shower, or simply roll over in bed and it snags on something. My surgeon at a follow-up pulled that damn tube out like he was starting a push lawnmower. I can up from that exam table like fudge. I was nauseated like I can't even explain. I had no appetite and was always dry heaving. I had to have 6 weeks of home PT because I was too weak to leave the house. The whole ordeal nearly killed me. I'm still in shock at how quick it all went down. Edit. A lot of people are asking if I had symptoms, and I actually didn't, except some moderate fatigue a few days before it burst. The surgeon was shocked because he said, with the size it was, and the fact it had burst and was leaking all this infection, led him to believe it had been that way for weeks, if not a few months. Looking back at it all, it was a big blur. My husband told me things I said and did, and I have no memory of. The home health nurses afterwards said that sepsis and MRSA infections can really cause severe confusion and memory loss.